Welcome to my first ever YouTube video.
Are you ready to meet our little boy?
Yes! Welcome to the first day of Vlogmas.
We met on a tiny Maldivian island.
Dun dun dun! I would like you to meet Dickens. They don't know that they're brothers yet. Welcome to our house tour video. We are about to hit the floor. Welcome to the first moving vlog. Day one in our new house. Dun dun dun! This is how it's currently looking. Here we are in the cottage. First impressions. Charlie and I got married yesterday. Strawtop number 2. This is our honeymoon vlog. My YouTube channel has been hacked and deleted. Hallelujah. Everything is back. Good morning, my darlings. Welcome to a new vlog. I really hope you enjoyed that little intro, a little throwback through time of the last 10 years of YouTube for me, and therefore the last 10 years of my life. I think what that really shows is that every momentous occasion that I've been through in the last 10 years, whether it's been getting married or picking up Dexter or Dickens or introducing the dogs to our family, moving a house, it's all been shared with you guys. And if you'd have said to Josie 10.5 years ago that that's what I would be doing, I would have not believed you. I didn't intend, would you believe, I never intended to become a YouTuber, a content creator. It was never the plan. It was never a business decision. It was just a really natural way of falling into this way of life. And it's something that I'll always be grateful for. I think that you have to be willing to just go with the flow sometimes and take risks, and I know that I've been in positions where I've had a safety net, so I've been able to take risks. But also, just if there are signs for you to do something, then lean into those signs. I don't want to get upset, but this morning, as I knew that I was going to be filming this video today, which would go live on the 10-year anniversary of starting this YouTube channel, I actually went back to watch my first ever video, my April favourites. And if you are a believer in numbers, then this might mean something to you. But my father, my dad, who passed away when I was 13, his lucky number was 17. And let me show you this. I was watching my April favourites back, and I just thought to myself, oh.
No. Can I pet that dog? No. Can I pet that dog? No. Can I pet that dog?
That's obviously not my first YouTube video. That's what I was watching this morning as well. Can I pet that dog? The joy of YouTube. That's stopped me from probably getting a little bit emotional. But yeah, so my dad's lucky number was 17. And I thought to myself, I wonder how long my first ever YouTube video was. Obviously my videos now are often around an hour in length. And look how long my first ever YouTube video was. 1717. Isn't that funny? Obviously that was not intentional, but just the fact, to the second, to the minute and to the second, my first ever YouTube video is 1717. Oh. I never noticed that before. Today is the day that I noticed that, and I could get a little bit emotional, but that to me was just... I don't want to be crying in the first 2 minutes of this video, but that to me was just a little sign. And do you know what did actually really make me cry? Was listening to the interview that Liam Payne's girlfriend, Kate, ex-girlfriend, do we say? His girlfriend Kate gave after he'd obviously passed away, and she was talking about the fact that they had 444 as their really close connective number, and how she kept seeing that after he'd passed away at really momentous occasions. And I never would have given attention to that number had I not listened to that podcast. So just what I'm trying to say is that the universe points things out to you when you need to see them. Why had I never noticed that before? And the universe sends you signs. Anyway, this is not the chat that I intended to have with you guys this morning. Thank you for joining me for this video. It's not all going to be about the 10-year of YouTube. I'm not having a party or anything like that, but I did want to address it and celebrate the occasion with you guys, and I thought I would do a little bit of a Q&A. So as I go about my day today, I've got a busy day, so I'm afraid I can't just sit down and do the Q&A, but we're actually going away tomorrow. Lila and I and Charlie are going away to Geneva, and still to this moment I don't know if we're actually going to be having our holiday in France or Switzerland or maybe even Germany. We're going to a beautiful, beautiful kind of wellness spa resort, which is a really nice way to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the channel altogether. And so I need to pack. I've got lots of packing I need to do, and you know when you just have to kind of do those last minute things around the house. I need to make sure there's enough dog food defrosted for the boys. I need to make sure that the garden is going to be fine ticking over. We're only going for 3 nights, but just all of that stuff. And let's not forget about work. I need to make sure that we're up to date with all the editing and thumbnail creating so that I can actually switch off during this holiday. So what I'm going to do, I did ask you guys on YouTube and on Instagram if you had any questions, so just throughout the day as I'm pottering about doing my bits and bobs, I will go through a few of the questions. For the first few, I'm gonna sit down. Well, it feels quite fitting to just sit down on my bed and answer the first few questions, because my first ever YouTube video was sat down, and this was the format. This is what everybody used to do. We used to just sit on the end of our beds, hopefully have something pretty on our bedside tables. What do I have? Diffusers, photos from our wedding. Not quite as laid out as they were in those early days, but feels right to be on the bed chatting with you as I was in that first video. So no particular order, haven't actually even looked through these questions, so let's see what you guys want to know. Okay, interestingly, these first 2 questions that I can see here, they're both worded differently, but they're asking the same thing. What's the best advice you'd give yourself if you were to start again? Or if you were starting today, what would you do differently? Those are 2 questions that they're the first that I can see. What would I do differently if I was starting, or what's the best advice I would give myself if I was to start again? I would first of all say, and this is my advice if I'm talking to anyone that is starting a YouTube channel, to first of all, don't go and buy all of the equipment until you know that it's something that you're going to stick with. Creating YouTube videos is really fun, and it's something that you and I really enjoy doing, but it's not for everybody. And a lot of people have gone out there and they've purchased all of the equipment, the tripods, the lights, I don't even use lights anymore, the G7X or the DJI, and then they've realized that it's not quite right for you. I would say if you're starting today, all you need is a phone. Your iPhone is very much sufficient quality. You can do everything you need on this. You can edit, you can upload, you can do your thumbnails, you can capture the most perfect quality. So my advice to anyone starting today would be not to go crazy investing in everything. But if I was to go back to Josie, who's just about to sit down and film her April favorites video, sounds like a little bit of a cop-out way of answering this question, but I wouldn't say anything. Because like I was saying with the universe giving you signs, and overall I'm very happy with how this business has grown, how the channel has grown, how my life has changed as a result of this business, and I'm very aware of the butterfly effect. And imagine if Josie now, 32-year-old Josie, 32-year-old Josie went to 22-year-old Josie and said something, and that planted a seed. Maybe what I could have said was, oh, don't be afraid of the trolls online, like they don't mean anything, or be careful what you say. And if I planted that seed and it made me overthink everything that I ever said online, the channel might not have grown to where it has grown to today. I may have held more back. I may have put my walls up a little bit more, and I don't want that to be the case. I have no regrets with anything that I've shared on this YouTube channel. I know that there have been times where I've been really raw. I've cried to you guys about problems with my relationships, and I've cried to you about many things, and I like the fact that I've never filtered myself. I've never held anything back from you, and it just feels like a really honest and authentic connection that we have. So I'm sorry that that's a cop-out question answer, but I actually wouldn't say anything to myself because I wouldn't want anything to change. Cheesy! Are you going to celebrate with a new sausage dog puppy? No, I'm not, because I think I've mentioned this before. My babies have such a precious bond between them. Dexter and Dickens are an iconic duo, and my fear is if we got a third doggy, that my chick, Dickens, would get left out, because he's not very clever. And I know that when we meet other dogs, Dexter and that new dog become pals and Dickie gets left out. He always has his mummy, so he can always come to me for cuddles, but yeah, I worry about that. How do you stay so motivated after so many years? We love your videos. Thank you, that's really kind. Being motivated, I think, this is where I can be very honest with you, very honest. My motivation is that it's my business, and as much as I abso-freaking-lutely love creating these videos, I'm also very aware of the fact that if I didn't, I would be out of a job. So that to me is a big motivation. Obviously that was not always the case. I think for 3 years I created these videos with no paid partners, no sponsorships, no revenue, or maybe like 30 quid from Google AdSense. And I was still motivated because I loved it. And I think that in life you have to find something that you really love. And I'm sure, I think it was Grace Coddington said it or something in the September issue, that the day that you realise that you don't love what you're doing is the day that you got to find a new job. And do I love doing this every day? No. Like when we got hacked, I was forcing myself to get on camera to put on a brave face. When things go on behind the scenes that you guys don't even know about, like there are days when there are things going on and I still have to put on this like happy jolly face. I'm not that good at hiding it. You guys do sometimes pick up on it, and I also appreciate that. I appreciate that you notice these things, but I think the motivation of knowing that it's my job, and back in the day knowing that I wanted it to be a success, just the drive. And I think if we take another step backwards, when I was little I always pictured myself, now some people might get annoyed at me saying this, but I always pictured myself having a comfortable life, living in a nice house, driving a nice car, materialistic, yes, maybe, having a nice garden, and not worrying about money. And I'm not saying that I'm there yet, but that vision motivates me and always has done. I've always wanted to work hard and put in the hours and have a successful business so that I can have that life that I envisaged when I was little. And I've discussed this with Freddie actually, and she said the same. She always just kind of pictured this life that she would have. She didn't know how she would get there, but she knew that that's what her future would look like. So call it manifesting, call it positive thinking. That motivates me. That drive to live a nice lifestyle is what motivates me to work really hard and get up and film, even if sometimes I don't want to, because trust me, there are those days. I want to answer something juicy. I love being really honest in my videos. Okay, here's a few. What is the amount of money that you've made in your lifetime on YouTube? Can you imagine if I just told you like a figure? I'm going to actually have a look on YouTube Studio, my lifetime earnings. I wonder if anyone on YouTube has ever actually answered this. How much have I made on YouTube in 10 years? I'm quite interested in this actually. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be very British and not say the actual figure, but what I am going to say is that this is really weird how close I am to a very big milestone number, and I actually think this is so weird. I've got a feeling that the day this video goes live, just because of I know roughly how much I make in a week, and I'm filming this a week in advance, I think I am going to hit a really big milestone number of revenue on my 10-year YouTube anniversary. That is crazy. What I will tell you, I will tell you some of my most earned from videos, and I would have thought that maybe like our wedding would have been, wedding is in the top 3, but the video that I've earned the most money on, and it's just under £10,000 on one video on YouTube ad revenue, is my huge beauty clear out. The video is an hour and 3 minutes long, and I have no idea why that is my most earned from video, but yeah, that is my highest earning video. Then our wedding part 3, which I think is the one where I actually showed the wedding, and then my how to look expensive, what was it called? How to look expensive 10 ways ... I can't see. And then the Christmas, wow, and then Christmas in the Cotswolds 2023 intro video. Very interesting. So yes, I'm sorry that I'm not giving you the figure, but that would be very, very rude of me, quite honestly, to share that figure. But yeah, let's just say milestone is approaching. I'd love to get started on YouTube, but I'm so afraid of negative comments. How do you handle them? Maybe I won't say this lady's name, but 𝑴𝒔. I'm really sad to hear that other people's opinions could possibly stop you. I know there's no magic pill that you can swallow to make it not matter to you, but how dare other people's opinions and thoughts and words stop you from doing something that could change your life? Show them. Just do it. And if there are certain people that you're thinking of, show them. Just show them how incredible this business could be for yourself. It's such an easy thing for me to say, pay no attention, and it's far too easy for me to say, oh, they don't bother me, because sometimes they do. It's rare, and I'm guessing you might be a little bit younger, but you might not be. You might be the same age as me, or you might be older. But I think as you grow up, you become more confident in yourself, and you become more confident that what you're doing is the right thing, as long as, you know, you've got your moral compass right. But I think that as long as you love what you're putting out on the internet and you're proud of it, then who cares? Who cares what other people think? Just do it for you. And if you're in school and people might say things, then let them. Sound like Mel Robbins, but just let them say it. And again, it sounds cheesy, but it says so much more about them than it says about you. Go for it. Just don't, please don't let anyone else's opinions alter what you do, because when you're sitting here on your 10-year YouTube anniversary with an amazing business that's enabled you to move to your dream home and live your dream life, you're not going to be thinking about those people. Trust me. Please do it. 𝑴𝒔, do it. Do you have a manager, or can you do it by yourself? I do it by myself. I do not have a manager. I have never had one properly. I've never wanted one. I think because I started this YouTube channel 10 years ago, and back then the business deals were small, they were cute, and they were very manageable. I've only got myself into bother with a contract once, and that was with a makeup company, and I was so blown away by the fact they wanted to offer me not only free foundation but £600 to create a video about this foundation that I just signed the contract without even thinking about it. And it was actually a few years later that a few people started messaging me saying, oh my gosh, Josie, congrats on your big campaign with X skincare makeup brand. And I was like, what are you talking about? I haven't worked with them for years. And basically in that contract I had signed with them that they had eternal usage rights to my content. So still to this day, actually, they could technically run that video. And I was still in touch with that brand, and I emailed them and I was like, what's going on here? And they said, Josie, you signed this contract. And I said to them, I would happily have refilmed that for you, because like it's a proud moment to be used on an advert. And I said to them, I would have refilmed it and done it much more nicely and with better quality camera equipment if you'd have just asked me again. But they chose to use this 3-year-old content because they obviously had it in the bank. And that's the only time that obviously a manager would have picked up on that within a contract. But I do generally find that brands and clients are not trying to con you. They're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. It's a partnership. You want content to perform well, they want it to perform well, you both want each other to be happy. So the things I look for, obviously the fee, and when it comes to negotiating a fee, you figure it out, because if you put a fee across and everyone keeps saying no, you know, to bring it down a bit, if people are snapping your head off and saying yes within 10 minutes of getting the email, you know that you need to put your prices up a bit. So you figure out where your fee should be. And if you're very, very confused, don't know where to start, drop me an Instagram message and I will let you know what I think you should be charging. I'm happy to share that information. I share it regularly with my YouTuber friends. There's no point in gatekeeping. So your fee, which you'll figure out. Usage, don't do what I do and promise eternal usage. Exclusivity, you don't want to work with one, let's say, clothing brand, when in reality we all wear like 10, 15, 20 different brands in one day. So you don't want to sign exclusivity unless they're paying you the big bucks. And usage, did I mention that? Usage, exclusivity, fee, they're the 3 main things to look out for. And once you understand what to look for in a contract, aka those things, then it's not that hard. It's not that hard to manage yourself. I do employ a few people, so I have the capability to spend a little bit more time looking at contracts and negotiating contracts, because I have Chloe that helps with the editing. That has made my life so much easier, not having to spend hours and hours and hours editing. I'm so grateful, Chloe, for the editing. So yeah, we've just kind of built a team around us instead of seeking external management, and that works really, really well for us. What do you think your content would be like if you still lived in London? That's an interesting one, because I feel like I have always kind of been destined to come and live out my countryside life. I grew up in the countryside. This to me is what's natural, but I don't know. I think I would still be creating mostly fashion content with, to be honest, I don't think my vlogs would have changed that much. If I still lived in London, I probably would still be doing the same thing, because it was working for me back then. My channel was actually growing more when I lived in London, because I was doing more fashion content. Fashion content tends to grow your channel a bit more, whereas vlogs keeps your existing audience happy. But would I be as happy? I don't know. I like to think I would have still turned a bit more wholesome, done a bit more gardening in my little plot in London and baking and things. I just wouldn't have had quite the same setting to do it in. Okay, just one more, because we have been sat here nearly half an hour. This is one that I think about a lot. How will you navigate YouTube when the time comes to start a family? This is something that Charlie and I have debated. I've discussed this with so many friends. I look at people online and how they do it. I look at Zoe and Alfie. I look at Fleur. I look at like Lily Pebbles. And I love how they all do it. There is certainly no right and wrong. I'm very conscious of the fact that if we're lucky enough to have children one day, they will have this library of content, and I would never ever ever want them to have it's so hard, because when they're so little they can't give their permission. But I film my whole life, so how will I film my life if I don't show my future children? I like how Fleur does it, where you see little snippets of them, maybe the back of the head, or like you'll hear a cute little voice. But then I also love how Zoe and Alfie do it, where they just show everything except for the tantrums. If there's ever any like grumpy moments, they cut that, which is very respectful because there's nothing the children will ever be embarrassed about in the future. And I think realistically, okay, I'll tell you how it's gonna go down. I will start off doing it how Fleur does it, being and Lily. Like you just, actually I don't think Lily ever shows babies, but they are mentioned, you know. But I think I will start off how Fleur does it, with just like, you know, they're there, but it's not full frontal, and then I will probably end up doing it how Zoe and Alfie do it, which is children in frame when they're there, not focusing too much on them. It's still gonna be about me. No, but I think obviously your life changes so much and your children become such a big part of your life. I'm speaking as though I know I'm going to have children. I hope that one day we do get that experience, but I like to think that they will be part of the content, but the content won't be all about them, if that makes sense. Yeah, we'll see. One more, and then I'm going to go and make myself some lunch. Could you tell us a little secret that we wouldn't know about you? You guys, I swear you know everything. I don't think there's anything I could tell you that you don't already know or that's not already here on YouTube. I don't think there is anything that I've ever hidden. I'll tell you some weird things. Did you know I can speak Spanish? Not completely fluently, but fairly well. Because mi madre vivía en Salau para 16 años y entonces hablamos en español en la casa. That means because my mum lived in Spain for, how long did I say, 16, 26 years? I don't think it was that long actually. And we speak Spanish in the house. And my brother, Jamie, he's actually half Spanish. My parents owned a vehicle rental company and a sweet shop in a little town called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. The shop is called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. It's still there. We actually only sold it quite recently. That's something that I didn't tell you. We sold it actually only this year, so it now belongs to the guy that has been running it very, very well for the last like 8 years or so. I climbed Kilimanjaro when I was 18 years old. That was fun. I'll pop in a picture of me at the top. I was the first one to the top because I ran there. And we'll end on this, and I want to know your version of this down below. I always think that your Disney crush says a lot about you. So tell me down below, who was your Disney character crush? Who did you love when you were growing up? Mine were the Beast and Mufasa. Ooh, so handsome. I just love them. I don't know why, they're both animals. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But yeah, please, I need to know yours now. I've told you mine, you gotta tell me yours. Your Disney crush down below, please. Right, let's go and have some lunch. Okay, I'm just doing my my vodka pasta. I don't know if I'm going to put vodka in it today though. My tomato soup pasta, whatever you want to call it. The ultimate comfort lunch. And I was just flicking through the questions, and a few people have asked what my favourite memories are on YouTube. And there's the obvious things, like I mentioned earlier, the dogs and the wedding and the house move. But I have to also give a shout out to Vlogmas. Vlogmas, I can't believe, I actually, in my head, so have we lived in this house for 5 years? Yeah, we moved in 2020. It still feels like that was like a new era of my YouTube channel. But actually it's half of my life on YouTube. But that last 5 years seems to have gone by so much more quickly than the first 5 years on YouTube. I don't know if that makes sense, and it feels that way for you guys as well. But since moving to this house, December 2020, was the first year of proper Vlogmas, and gotta make sure the pasta is coated with garlic and olive oil. Christmas 2020 was the first year that I filmed a beautiful intro And that was quite groundbreaking at the time. No one had ever done that before. People had done cartoon intros, or I'd done something with like light boxes before, but no one had ever filmed a beautiful like cinematic Vlogmas intro before, and it really became a thing. Like now, the thing that people most look forward to, or one of the things I most look forward to, is the Vlogmas intro. So I feel like I can't talk about things that I've loved doing and that have really made this channel without talking about the Vlogmas intros. They bring me so much joy. We actually still to this day ask, she'll be listening, to play songs by Tony Anderson, who was the composer that wrote my latest 2024 Vlogmas intro music. And it just brings so much joy. It's such a happy time of year, and those videos, it's stressful. It is stressful planning and filming and editing and uploading every single day, but I love it. I love Vlogmas so much. I'm glad you guys do too. So yeah, I feel like that has become a big part of this channel as well. Now, let's add some broth to my pasta. I think one of the reasons I love this recipe is because I just always have the ingredients in the house. Sometimes I have homemade broth, but I always have some of these in the house as well. It's from a brand called Freja. I think I did have a 10% off code at one point, I'm not sure, but I'll leave a link down below. Garlic, we just always have garlic in the house. Tomato flakes, sorry, chili flakes, tomato paste, olive oil, pasta. I always have those ingredients, and yet this is so much heartier than just pasta, which I love, and so good for you. I'm pretty sure that I have a YouTube short of this exact recipe if you want quantities and stuff, so I'm just gonna let that boil. And let's go back to the questions. Someone has asked, my best performing videos are not my favorites to film and they're attracting the wrong audience. Pervy men, should I just chase views now and film what I want when I'm bigger? That's a funny one. Not funny, but a tricky one, because I also know that the kind of videos that perform well, same here on my channel, and I know they perform well, are also not the videos that I want to be filming. So you do have to decide, do you want to play the game or do you want to love what you do? There is a way of definitely doing both. I think I alluded to it just a few minutes ago that for me, what I love to do are vlogs, and I love sharing my life and living my life and sharing it here on YouTube. But I know that vlogs are not the best content to grow your channel. And I know that if I wanted to grow my channel, I would do an H&M haul every week, I would do a Zara haul every week, I would do fashion videos because they are the most searchable. And it wasn't a strategic decision, but I really did pretty much mostly do that kind of content until I hit 500,000 subscribers. And then in 2020, when we moved, I switched to vlogs. And yes, I did notice that my subscriber number just started to plateau. It's still growing. I think we gained nearly 3,000 subscribers last month, which is, I'm really, really happy with that. But it's certainly not growing at the rate that it used to. But I'm just so content with the numbers that we've got. I love the audience that we've got, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So I think that's it's a business decision versus a personal decision, what you want to do there. You've said that you're attracting viewers and your best performing videos are not your favorite to film and they're attracting the wrong audience. Do you ever want those people watching your videos? If it is pervy men, as you've said, they're not going to be there when you're producing the wholesome, lovely content that you want to produce. So it's a shame. I would pivot your content now, because there are so many people out there that will love the content that you want to create, and those pervy men are not going to be watching your videos when you are creating the content that you want to create, if that makes sense. So yes, in your shoes, I would pivot now. Quite a lot of questions on starting the channel. How do you handle negative comments? Are there fake people in the same circles, and is it competitive? Yeah, I think it's the same in every industry. There are, and especially an industry where, let's be really honest, there's money involved. Like, something that I have found quite hard in this industry is navigating the difference between a genuine friendship and a friendship when you are convenient to be friends with for a certain person at a certain time, and then you're no longer convenient, so you just get dropped. It's brutal, honestly, it's brutal. But I think I've learned that the hard way, and I'm now aware of it. So are there fake people? I think that it's life, you know? Just because this industry, there are a lot of people creating lovely content online, it doesn't mean that there aren't nasty people, because I think in every aspect of the world, unfortunately, especially the world we live in now, you know, there are people that have different morals and different ways of doing things to how maybe you would want to do things. And yes, I would say it's competitive. It would be a lie for me to say that it's not, because even though so many brands now choose to work with content creators, and personally I feel that I have an abundant mindset, there are plenty of opportunities to go around. I think there are still a lot of people that have a scarcity mindset, so if there are opportunities, they won't mention their friends, or they won't ever like share the love. And some brands, they do only want to work with 1 or 2 people, so that naturally breeds competitiveness. But I feel like, personally, I like to think that what's meant to be will be. Collaborations that are meant to be for me will come my way. And as long as you're happy and confident in what you're doing, you can't really ask for more. So an abundant mindset is genuinely the best advice that I could give if you are worried about those feelings of competitiveness. Someone said, consider doing a remake of your first YouTube video, your April favorites, talk about those old products. Do you know what? I will end this video with an April favorites, just as a little throwback. There are a few products in that video that I do still love and use, like Lizzle Cleanse and Polish. I still love that. Haven't used the 𝑭𝒐𝒏𝒅 eye cream in a while. Years. That's so funny. What happened with the scandal at your local fair? Do you mean the scandal where I said that someone was going around deadheading the prize-winning roses? Honestly, the drama in this village is hilarious. We never found out who did it. They got away with it. And will I participate again this year? Hopefully, yes. We were abroad last year. It was the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 thing at 𝑭𝒊𝒂𝒕. But hopefully, yes. Do you think there's still space for new content creators, or is it pointless to try? 1,000,000% yes. A million%. There is definitely room for new content creators. Even for example, Hannah, I had this chat with her the other day, Hannah Adkins. She didn't have a YouTube channel in 2020, and look where she is now. Like, I know that was 5 years ago, but the fact that you can join an industry when even back then I would have said that it was saturated, and absolutely smash it, yes, just 1,000,000% yes. The industry is growing so much. I think people are moving away from, especially YouTube, I think people are moving away from short form content. Like, we're all a little bit overwhelmed with things like TikTok, so having a presence online, it's where the world is going. So yes. One more and then I will give my attention to my pasta. Do you find it easy coming up with new content ideas after 10 years? I would say that this is a lot easier when you vlog, because you literally don't have to come up with content ideas, you just show what you're doing. I do sometimes get aware that I could produce like 10 videos and they could all be almost identical, especially if it's like, wake up, go to 𝑑 Pilates, do some gardening, show you some clothes. Like that, that could be 10 videos in a row, and I would name them all ever so slightly different things. So that's when I get myself in a bit of a rut, and I try to do something out of the ordinary, like maybe let's go to Bicester Village, maybe let's, I don't know, test a new pub. Even that is quite boring, right? But I think that sometimes you don't need to worry about that. Sometimes the comfort for the viewer comes in the familiarity. I think if I wasn't doing vlogs, can I just tell you a secret, by the way? You can ask ChatGPT for ideas. Alex and Leo were showing me this at our spring retreat. So we were just playing with it because I was asking if you could use it to help you edit short form videos. I don't think you can. But I said, ooh, what happens if you say to it, design me a strategy? So you could literally say to ChatGPT, give me 10 spring themed countryside video ideas, and it would tell you. It's crazy. You don't need to use ChatGPT. I'm sure there are Google forums with that kind of information as well. But also just don't overthink it. Whatever you love, if you're passionate enough about something, like I've probably spent an entire video talking about soil. or seeds. And people will watch it that have no interest in that topic, just because it's quite fascinating when you listen to someone talking about something that they're passionate about, because I just love to learn things, and I think people appreciate an authentic, passionate outpouring. So if you love it, create content about it and don't overthink it. I hope that answers the question. Yeah, okay, time to add the yummy bits into my pasta. Double cream. You can skip out these 2 bits if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it because this is what makes it so good. Okay, pasta needs a couple more minutes before I add the cream. I had a delivery that I'm going to share with you as soon as we're here in the kitchen from a company called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, and they're kind of like an online supermarket, but you can trust that they have chosen products or created products. This is not an ad. By the way, when it comes to ads, I feel like seeing as we're talking about YouTube as a business, if you ever want to know if something is an ad, there will be the word ad written on the screen. That's the way to tell. If I talk about a product passionately, but the word ad is not on the screen, it means I'm not getting paid. Just for total clarity. Because I hate having to say this is not an ad. You should be allowed to talk passionately about things without having to disclose whether you're getting paid or not. I'm sorry, but that winds me up. But if my friends were here, I would be telling them the same thing. Anyway, 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, online supermarket, products without crappy ingredients, which is super important to me. It's the only diet I've ever put myself on, is cutting out ultra-processed ingredients as much as possible without removing the joy in life. So these products are all good ingredients, and pistachio butter. The M&S one is really good. I've heard this is even better, and it doesn't have questionable ingredients in it, so no emulsifiers. Let's have a little checkaroony. Organic pistachios, 100%. That's all it needs to be. How amazing. Right, we have got, oh yes, peanut butter. Dry roasted peanuts from Argentina, slowly ground into a smooth cream. Ingredients, 100% peanuts. There should be nothing else in your peanut butter. Washing up liquid. I don't want to go down the wormhole of what's in some washing up liquids because it's scary. Trust me, you don't want to know. Ooh, these sound amazing. Perfect timing, so I'm going to put these in my travel bag for our trips. Almond butter, nut butter cups. So I think these are little chocolate cups filled with almond butter. That sounds amazing. Cannot wait to eat them. Let me just check my pasta. Okay, we're ready for the cream. Yummy! Oh, let's just do the whole thing. YOLO! Creamy, tomatoey pasta. Yummy. And one of the greatest ingredients of all time, Parmigiano Reggiano. Did you know Parmesan is one of the most faked ingredients in the world? I think there's only one region in, I actually don't know if it's France or Italy, I presume Italy. Parmigiano Reggiano, sounds Italian, doesn't it? Where they have the right bacteria that they can actually make proper Parmesan. So if it's not called Parmigiano Reggiano, it could be illegitimate. Has Mummy got the cheese grater out, Bunny? Are you thinking that means that puppies are going to have some cheese? Yummy! Okay, I'll just quickly finish unboxing while that cooks through. We've got a grass-fed, ooh, this sounds really interesting. It's called a demi-glace. I think this is basically like a super concentrated bone broth. Concentrated beef sauce. I could do a spoonful of this in my pasta water and get the same effect as what I've done there. Perfect! This I'm excited for. Natural prebiotic topping with tapioca fibre. Fun fact, there's tapioca powder in my dry shampoo from Raha, R-A-H-U-A. I love their dry shampoo. Yeah, so it's a fruit glaze that I plan on putting over my evening yogurt. Yummy. Granola, which I will also put on my yogurt. This is the chocolate flavour. Oat hazelnut granola. Yummy. Protein oatmeal. This I want to make some nice like little puddings with. More of the yummy bars. This one is coconut almond. This one is blueberry cheesecake. I'm most excited about the almond one, to be honest. Sweet nuts. A slightly sweet cream. 85% nuts. Slowly ground to preserve natural flavours. Protein granola. I don't know what makes it proteiny, but it's got lots of cinnamon in there, so that's going to be delicious. I do love making my own granola, but that one sounds great. Here we go, forest blossom honey. Again, honey, very often faked in supermarkets. There should be no ingredients on your honey other than honey. Definitely check it, especially these squeezy bottles, kind of scary what is in them. And then this is a maple pecan granola. These all sound sensational. What a great delivery. I think I've got a discount code, could be Josie10, it'll be on the screen here if you want to try this out, if you also are looking at getting staples and treats that don't have any questionable ingredients in. Now this is looking so good. Cheese has melted, cream has infused, scrunch of pepper, a dash more cheese. And there we have my favourite pasta dish. Oh, I don't know actually if it's my favourite or if mac and cheese is my favourite, but this is so quick and so full of goodness. Hello again, my darlings. I've got that post-pasta energy slump, even though it was spelt pasta. I think actually it's just today, like we were all saying in the office, that because it's quite a grey day, energy levels are low, but it's now 20 to 4. That was a really late lunch, so I don't want to have another coffee, so I just need to keep moving. Anyway, we've got to leave here I think at about 4:30 in the morning for our flight. The flight doesn't depart till 8 AM, but you know how it is with getting to the airport. So I'm going to make my chia pudding. It's not really a pudding, my chia breakfast jar, and I'm taking this jar which I think used to have peanut butter or something in it. I always save my jars because then if, for example, in this instance, I take a chia pudding with me, I can just recycle the jar wherever I am and I don't need to worry about my nice jars and bringing them home. So this is quite a big one, but it's what I've got available. That rattle you can hear behind me is our kettle. So chia seeds are so full of goodness, full of fibre, protein, polyphenols. They are just so good for you. So I start by taking 2 tablespoons in the bottom of a jar. Oh, I've done it wrong already, hang on. No, it's the matcha first. So my favourite chia breakfast is a matcha and maple chia pudding. So this is the 𝑑𝒕 matcha, so you've got the adaptogenic mushrooms in there as well. 1 teaspoon in the bottom of the jar. And now I'm adding some kettle water. This is only just warm, it's not hot because our kettle is so slow. Now I'm sure that I ordered a bamboo whisk off Amazon, but it hasn't arrived yet. I ordered it like a week ago. I was watching Lily and Helen. Lily Pebbles does her Foggy Mornings series, which I love, and she went to Helen Anderson's house, and Helen said that apparently there's something in metal that deactivates something in matcha, so that's why bamboo whisks are better. But you can actually get electric whisks like this that are made of bamboo. So I have ordered one on Amazon, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I guess I'm just going to use this one for now. You could do it the traditional way, but normally when I'm making these I'm in a bit of a rush, so I just do it like this. So my matcha is blended, and now is when I add in my 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if you've done this before, you'll know that they turn kind of weird and tadpole-y, which sounds gross. I actually find it really satisfying to eat, and I know that sounds weird, but I do. Now I'm adding in a couple of drops of a nice organic maple syrup, just a tiny bit, and then we are running low, got enough for a few more, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm just giving this a stir. The cinnamon and the maple syrup give it a really nice sweet finish. And the good thing about doing it like this, I've seen people do like a cacao chocolate version, but the matcha, it's like having your matcha in the morning, so you just get that nice energy boost. Now, I've never done it with kefir before, but this kefir is going out of date in 2 days' time, so I need to have it tomorrow anyway. So I thought I would try, is this going to be weird? I don't know, a kefir, matcha, maple, cinnamon, who knows? I guess it'll be more like a yogurt drink. You just want to make sure that everything is really well mixed, because otherwise you get lumps of chia seed. I think maybe the kefir with a chocolate version could be better. It might be a bit weird with matcha, but I just hate wasting ingredients. Do you know what? I'm gonna keep this bottle, and I think I'm probably gonna pour this into this bottle tomorrow, because even though this is a jar that I was planning on throwing away at some point, I do quite like this jar. So I think I'll take it in this tomorrow. I've gone mad. I have gone mad. So I'm gonna put this empty bottle back in the fridge next to this, and tomorrow morning this will have thickened up, the chia will have expanded, and it'll be a nice breakfast that I can have. Ooh, is this under 100 ml? 250, so I'll have to have this before I go through security. But still, nice breakfast to have at the airport. Okay, a little change of outfit because I'm trying on some outfits for our trip, so I thought I would just quickly show you a couple. I don't know whether to take this one. I don't really know what the vibe's going to be. It's a wellness resort, but it's near Lake Geneva, and I feel like we're also going to be quite active. But this feels like quite a nice outfit for just relaxing and spending time around the hotel. Comfortable pair of yellow trousers. This buttercup yellow is very much on trend. And then a just nice sleeveless knitted top. This one is from Bamford. And then little belt is from Lily Silk. I don't know, I'm in quite an indecisive mood, so I'm not sure if this is the vibe. It's quite a comfortable outfit, so I could actually travel in this. This could be quite a good little travel outfit. The trousers fit really nicely. At the moment they're feeling very tight, but I have just eaten that huge bowl of pasta. But I think they could be, yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna travel in this, and then I'll be comfortable and look quite cute as well. And I think this yellow colour is just very, very on trend at the moment. A little bit of belt detail. Great, travel outfit sorted. I've just remembered why I turned the camera on, and it wasn't actually to show you my outfit. It was to unbox this with you. This is, if this is as perfect as I think it's going to be, I'm going to call this my 10 years on YouTube treat, because it's something which is so me, and yet it's so overpriced. I've got a version of this bag that I treated myself to for our honeymoon. You guys will now know exactly what I'm about to unbox. I treated myself to this for our honeymoon, and I'm sure it was half the price. I just thought the little sloths, are they sloths? Yeah, I just thought it was so adorable, and that will now forever just remind me of that magical holiday. So if this is as perfect as I think it's going to be, then this will be my 10-year anniversary on YouTube handbag. Okay, I just did the actual unboxing for a YouTube short / TikTok. I know that you guys won't mind, but I will give you the first viewing of the bag right here. I think that it's not a surprise at all which bag this is. The second that this bag went live on Net-a-Porter, I think I must have had 50 or 60 direct messages on Instagram saying, Josie, have you seen this bag? It is the most you bag ever. I shared it on my story saying, it's not a want but a need. And on that day I wasn't actually thinking of buying it, because I looked at the price and I was like, that's just a joke, surely it's a joke. But then I couldn't stop thinking about it. I've been dreaming about this handbag, and I think justifying it as my 10-year on YouTube handbag, it's just so perfect. Here it is. Oh, she's so lovely. And let's think about it. The things that I love 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 handbags. I love straw bags. Straw bags are my jam. My Celine one over here, this is quite possibly one of my most used, if not the most used, summer bag in my collection. I love it. It's so timeless. I recommend it hugely. Then we've got my Prada. They're all kind of similar size. Love this. More structured. It's just fabulous. It just elevates so many outfits. The new 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, I feel, is a little bit more relaxed, but how to elevate, even what I'm wearing right now, like it just instantly elevates this outfit and looks so darn cute. Tomorrow when I'm traveling, I'll probably put the majority of my like laptop and book and things in a tote bag, but then this bag I'll have my passport in, my phone, my camera, my lip gloss, this to be my actual little carry everything around bag. I will wear this with every outfit this summer for the Chelsea Flower Show. It's just so lovely. Let's also not forget of my love for floral embroidery. I even had floral embroidery not dissimilar to this on my wedding dress. That is how much I love floral embroidery. Do I wish this was green and not black? Yes. But I really do think that she is perfect. So I think she's got to be a keeper, hasn't she? I think she does. She's so lovely. Let me also just quickly show you. I'm going to try it on, not for the camera, this swimsuit that I saw from Faithful the brand. Is it the exact same colour? Not quite, as my lemony trousers. But yeah, I thought this was potentially a really cute little swimsuit, but then I always have the problem of not having any boobies, so I'll give it a quick try, and when you next see me I'll probably be trying on something else for the holiday as well. Back again, just a very quick update. Yes, I have actually changed trousers. I forgot that I had ordered 2 pairs to compare, and this pair I think they're actually cheaper and I prefer them, aside from the fact that they don't have belt hoop buckles, and I really like wearing belts. I think it just adds something to the outfit, but you've got these 2 little pleat details, and I think footwear wise, I mentioned a couple of vlogs ago that I'm trying to find ways of wearing these. I just love them. These are the ballerina sneakers from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, and they're just really on trend right now, and I think that this is a really nice way of styling them with little cropped trousers. They're so ridiculously comfortable. Can you see? Look! Jeans! They are so comfortable, and I like that the sole isn't too chunky. It literally almost feels like you're barefoot. So if you're used to wearing barefoot shoes like me, then yeah, it just feels like I'm wearing ballet shoes. I think they're absolutely adorable. Let me know what you think of these. I'll leave them linked down below. They do sell out quite frequently when they're on the website, and I may even have a discount code, but I just think they're so lovely with the silk. I need to keep them in pristine condition, but airports are normally quite clean, so probably quite a good shout. Yeah, I love them. Love, love, love. I need your advice. Do we like these, or are they giving bananas in pajamas? I think they're quite flattering with the vertical stripes, and they're an elasticated waistband, which is so lovely and comfortable. And if you look closely, they're like a seersucker material, which I do really like. But are they the kind of thing that I like just at the moment? I like the pocket on the back there. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to like for life, if that makes sense. How do they look with a pair of sneakers? Ooh. Should have undone them. I actually quite like that. This is quite a fun and easy airport outfit. Did I mention I've got 2 trips pretty much back to back? So I do need 2 airport outfits. I kind of like this, but I don't know if I'm going a bit mad. Let me know what you think. I think I've decided the striped trousers are a little bit too Gen Z for me, and I've just compared the outfit. I'm just wearing this sleeveless with everything, and it's super versatile. I've just compared with these lovely trousers that I already have, and I think this is much better for a flight outfit. I thought the yellow trousers, I don't want them to get creased while I'm traveling, because I probably want to wear them for the lunch when we get there. So I'm just going to pop them at the top of my suitcase and do a quick trouser change. So I think I'll fly in these. They don't look bad when they are a little bit creased, nice and high-waisted, but a really nice fit, really lovely textured material, nice pocket detail. I can't believe how well these trainers go with everything. So the white of the trousers, the brown of the belt, we've got the exact same colours in these trainers. It's so perfect. And if I have to take them off at security, they're the slip-on, slip-off pair. So yeah, hands-free, slip-on, slip-off. I don't need to bend down, which is great. So yeah, this I have decided is my travel outfit. Coat-wise, I have got one that I ordered from Mango. I don't think it'll go, but let's just try it on. I think this could be a really nice lightweight coat. Could be a bit boring actually. Maybe a little bit boring. Oh, actually that's quite lovely. It's got a nice drape to it. I don't know if I need this though. I think I was just drawn in by the colour. I mean, it is lovely. Really nice sage green, loose fit, nice lightweight spring jacket. Probably wear it open actually, because you do still very much need a jacket, and I'll 100% need one to go through the airport tomorrow. What do you think? Don't need to get a new jacket just for an airport trip, but for a lightweight spring coat, this is quite lovely. Now I don't know if this goes as a look. I am deeply obsessed with this lightweight jacket from Ralph Lauren, but I don't know if it goes with the vibe of the outfit. I probably will end up wearing this because I think this might be the only jacket that I take with me on our trip. It's going to be quite nice weather while we're there. It's a good thing about packing the night before is that you know the weather forecast. The trousers are quite smart, whereas I'd say the jacket is quite relaxed. But I do like how it all goes together, and honestly, with the shoes, the back of the shoe is the same colour as the jacket. So this could not be more of a matchy-matchy look if I tried. And then, if I take this, we are so tonal. Yeah, okay. Travel outfit sorted. Okay, I wasn't planning on showing you the bikini, the swim costume, but here we are. It's actually too small for me, unfortunately. Don't worry, I've still got my underwear on underneath. But it's so cute. I am tempted to order this in the correct size. I love this little detail here. The pleated booby cups and the little bow. I think it's adorable. The colour is so sweet, and it is quite high cut on the legs. So yeah, I really, really like it. It's just definitely a size too small for me, so I'm going to order the next size up, but I think it is adorable. I've not taken my bra off, so the fit of this isn't great. I actually don't know what was going on in my brain when I ordered this, because this is just not a very me piece at all. It's got a really high slit on this side. I like polka dots, but I don't know. It's going to get returned. It's very random. Beautiful embroidered or embellished dress. Weird fit. Weird neckline. Yeah, this one's gonna go back. Okay, probably not one for this holiday, but a nice little outfit combo. This is a really beautiful teal green shirt, and I just love these high-waisted jeans. I love the fact that you've got this interesting pocket detail, and I love the brown stitching. So yeah, nice spring outfit. I don't think it's quite right for our trip, but it is a really, really lovely one. So one that I will just save for when we get back. Now this really is a perfect holiday dress because it just works for so many occasions. It can work for just looking lovely going down for breakfast, or if you have got, I don't know, you're going to an art gallery or you're going shopping in town. You could wear this with trainers, you can wear this with heels. It's just a linen dress, but it's got really beautiful pleat detail. I've had this for a little while, but I think it's still in stock, so everything will be linked down below. The only thing that obviously I'm thinking about is the fact that it's linen, so it will probably need an iron when we get there. I don't think this one's got pockets, no, but the silhouette is lovely. It's a really nice length, it's very demure. Isn't it funny how we're not saying demure and mindful anymore? Like, that's just gone. But yeah, it really is a lovely one. So this is kind of a fail-safe, so definitely going in my suitcase. Okay, this is the last thing that I'm going to try on for you guys, and I've got the same top on again. I'm realising how versatile this top is going to be. It's a really nice pair of trousers. I feel like now that I'm loving denim, there's no stopping me. This pair, they don't have the typical pockets or waistband like a normal pair of denim, and they are cropped and they are just dark, wide leg all the way down. I really, really like them. They feel a little bit more casual, they feel a bit trendy, and yeah, I can see myself wearing these a lot. I like how simple they are, and the high-waistedness makes them quite flattering, I think. Again, I do like belts, but not everything has to be worn with a belt. So I think I'm going to leave these on, actually. Yeah, what was I wearing earlier? I can't even remember. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm gonna leave these on. Let's just do, while we're here, one more or a couple more YouTube questions. Let's do a little speed round. There's more coming in as it's now approaching 24 hours. So we should have some fresh ones. Have your friendships with other influencers changed over the years? Yeah, I think that's quite documented here on the channel. I like to think that any friendships that I've had in this industry have been legit, at least they have been from my side, and obviously some of my closest friends are content creators as well. Freddie, she was one of my bridesmaids, Em and Emily, wherever they may be in the world, we still are super close, and newer friends too. So yeah, it's lovely to have had and have lots of influencer pals. Why is YouTube better for making money than a blog? Oh, this is interesting. It obviously depends person to person. If your blog gets tons of traffic and you're getting tons of brands wanting to sponsor blog posts, then that's going to be amazing income. For me, my blog traffic is still very strong and we still get a lot of hits. A lot of the posts are kind of evergreen posts where it's always stuff that people are going to want to know. Church bells, that's so lovely. It's actually St. George's Day, so we're going to head out to watch the Morris dancing later. But for me personally, we find that brand partnerships perform better on YouTube because people are engaged in the content and they are watching a video that could be an hour long. So we often find that I will get so carried away talking about a brand that I love that I'm working with. Say for example, it could be, I've not actually worked with 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, but say it was 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, I could be talking about this bag for 10 whole minutes as part of a partnership with a brand, whereas on Instagram a partnership is often like a few seconds long if it's a video, or the time it takes you to scroll by. So the fact that you get the viewer's attention for longer on YouTube generally means that partnerships perform better, you get better results. So that for me is why YouTube is the best place for partnerships. Okay, this is not YouTube related, but someone said, have you seen the M&S pistachio bar? Yes, I have. I'm hoping that Charlie has bought me one because he went to M&S today. But I'm not keeping my hopes up. I don't think he would have spotted it. But yes, I have seen it, and when we go to the airport tomorrow, I will be beelining for M&S. Oh my goodness, so many questions. Most unexpected lesson documenting a decade. Most unexpected, that's an interesting one. I think maybe it could even be, do you know what, I think actually the most unexpected thing, it often comes at times when I really need to hear it, and that is, this might sound a bit weird, but it's realizing how much these videos mean to people. Because sometimes when I put them out, I'm just like, oh, it's a vlog of my life, like who really cares? Like, am I actually doing anything important here other than just creating some form of entertainment? But for example, during lockdown and when the hack happened and the channel wasn't there for a little while, the amount of messages, and all of which I've saved, that was from you guys saying how much the videos mean to you, how much they've either like hugely boosted your confidence or made you feel great when you've been at a low period in life, or some people saying that they've been going through really hard times and my videos have helped them through. I am blown away by that, and that to me has been just the most amazing bonus to creating this content, that it does surprise me when I read those messages. I'm incredibly thrilled and delighted to hear it. It really makes my day, but it does surprise me as well because I guess I don't realize how much they mean to people, to some people, and I think that's really lovely. But yeah, that definitely to me is mind-blowing and something that I will never ever take for granted. One more and then I really need to tidy this mess. I don't know if this is meant as a compliment or the opposite. Was the number of subscribers, the grammar here is a bit, I don't think English is this person's first language, but I think I know what they're saying. Was the number of subscribers make you inferior to other friends who reached 1 million? I think what they're saying is, are you inferior to your friends that have 1 million subscribers? I'm gonna say no, because I think on YouTube it's quality over quantity. I said in past videos that you could give me someone's channel with 12 million subscribers and say, hey, do you want to swap? And I would say no thank you, because I would personally rather have 568,000 of you that are incredible, loyal, intelligent and genuine people than say 12 million teenagers that don't actually care about you, they're just there for one reason or another. And I would also say it's actually not really about the subscriber number, it's about the engagement. Are people still watching your videos? There are people that were maybe massive in the YouTube boom of like 2015, and they've got 5 or 6 million subscribers and maybe they don't post as often anymore, so the videos are not getting the engagement anymore. So it's definitely quality over quantity and the engagement in your content rather than your subscriber number. Would I like to hit 1 million? Absolutely, but not at the expense of losing that incredible relationship that I have with you guys. Okay, we'll do a few more later. Oh, I don't have any pockets in these trousers to put things in. That's the only conundrum. But anyway, I've got some serious tidying to do. Morris horse. Morris horse. Fabulous. Yeehaw.
That's for collection, not for drinking.
I believe you. I believe you. Okay, I'm back up in the office. So that is the joy of our village. We take the holidays very seriously here, especially anything to do with the church, and those were the Morris dancers performing the Ilmington, they had a name for it, like Ilmington Bop. It wasn't the Ilmington Bop, but it was something very, very wholesome. And the three chaps on their instruments, the accordion, the violin, probably wasn't a violin, it was probably like a piccolo or something, I'm not sure, but it's really sweet that the older generation in this village keep those traditions alive, so we like to go and support where we can. So now we just need to do that final dash around the house and grab the last minute things for our trip. I've got my cameras charging away. We're going to be staying near one of the lakes, so I thought it would be a good idea to take my drone. Things that I always forget and just have to grab at the last minute, things like jewellery, pyjamas, my face halos. I need to just scurry around and get all of those. But I will just finish this vlog with a couple more questions from the Q&A. So let's have a look. Lots and lots of repeats. A few questions about getting that balance between work and life and not giving too much of myself to YouTube. Yeah, this is something that is really, really hard, especially if you do daily vlogging, because often the things that are the most special things that you would think maybe should be private are the things also that you want to share the most, like a wedding or an engagement or really personal moments. They are the things that you want to share. I think something that is worth remembering is, even though I do pick up the camera, I would say 355 days of the year, I'm only probably filming for an hour a day in total, sometimes more, sometimes less, and there is a lot of the day that is not on camera, so it does still leave plenty of time. Like, I've hinted at this before, but there are things going on in our lives that are not documented. Maybe one day I will tell you, but you'll be like, wow, I can't believe you were doing that while also sharing what feels like every moment of your life on YouTube. So it is very possible. And even, for example, when we were moving house, I managed to hide the fact that we were packing up our house and moving until the day that we actually moved. So I was just carefully positioning where the camera was to not show any boxes and things like that. So you can hold things back and you can create a little bit of a balance. I guess for me it's more about the actual things that I do. Do I do them for me or do I do them for YouTube? And I think a lot of the time I justify spending more time doing the things that I love because I am vlogging them. So I actually really love that side of the job. But yeah, I would say the work-life balance is tricky because I don't feel that I ever truly switch off, and I dread to think what that's doing for my stress levels in my body. Whenever I go for a massage or anything, they always say, wow, you're so tense, you're so stressed. And I do think that that's due to never really switching off. But yeah, it's a sacrifice that is kind of unavoidable with this job. Quite a lot of financial questions. Do you make more money every year, or have some years been better than others? Yeah, some years are definitely better than others. We have seen, thankfully, an incline like this in the amount of money that the business makes. Interestingly, I think, especially ad revenue wise on YouTube, 2020 was a really big year, but then I was vlogging every single day. So with this job, it's very comparable. The more you put in, the more you get out. So I think that that is definitely visible when it comes to the finances. But in terms of the jobs that we do with brands, I would say that that does get better and better each year as we develop the relationships with the brands, as we show our worth. Brands invest more in us. So it is at this moment in time on a good trajectory. Laura has asked, what is your favorite YouTube video you've ever made? That's a really nice question, and I guess you would probably think it's the wedding vlog. Actually, there's a couple of vlogs that I watch back when I am feeling a bit nostalgic, and number one is actually the last vlog that I filmed in our house in Clapham in London, because even though that house was small, it was our first home together, and we made so many memories in that house, and I truly adored it. It was the most is the most beautiful property, and I think I like the emotion in that video. It's the moving day vlog, so the vlog starts in our Clapham house and then it ends with us driving through the Cotswold lanes, and I think it ends with just showing the doorway of this house. I remember being so excited to share that vlog, and I couldn't wait to read the comments. It was just such an emotional time. So that is probably my favourite vlog I think that I've ever uploaded to YouTube. But then one that I do watch back a lot is introducing Dickens to our family, because it was a real surprise. We didn't tell anyone we were getting another doggy. Our family had just been through a very tough time. We sadly just lost a very close family member, so it was actually the first time that my mum and a lot of Charlie's family, we were all together at the same time. So it was a very raw time emotionally, and just the joy that my chick brought to that occasion, and seeing everyone's reactions, I just love rewatching that. So I'd say those two, as well as the wedding vlogs, are my favourite. Okay, I'm going to choose one more. I'll end with this one. Do you think you'll do 10 years more? Please say yes. Yeah, I genuinely think I will. I think that I will continue doing this. I like to think for at least another 10 years, especially when I think that it was 5 years ago that we moved here. Like, that feels like yesterday. Those vlogs do not feel like half of my YouTube life away. They feel like they're just the most recent part of my YouTube channel, like I said earlier. So I'm sure the next 5 years will go like that. I'm sure if we are lucky enough to have babies, then things will change. I hope not too much. I might have to go down to 2 videos a week, maybe even 1 video a week when I'm on maternity leave. How crazy is that? That even on maternity leave, I just know that I won't upload nothing. I know that I will plan ahead and schedule, and I'll probably like pre-film a month's worth. Yeah. The second I find out I'm pregnant, I'm going to have to start with that strategy. But yeah, that'll be an interesting time, but one that I will definitely want to document. And as the channel has evolved in the last 10 years, it's grown, I've grown, the content has changed, it's grown with me, it's grown with the content creator world. I definitely think that I'll be doing this for another 10 years at least, hopefully, in some way or another, sharing some part of our lives. So yeah, there we go. I hope you guys have found all of this interesting. Like, I feel like this has been a really relaxed Q&A, very chatty, and just as always, I like to be honest with you, and you know, I never filter anything. So I really am so grateful that you guys watch these videos. There wouldn't be a channel without anybody watching the videos, so it is 100% down to you guys. So for that, I will forever be grateful. Always, always, always. If I ever meet any of you guys, then you know that Charlie and I, always love to spend time with you and learn about you, because I really am so grateful for every single person that watches the videos. On that note, by the way, speaking of meeting people, we are planning a couple of really exciting things this year, which I'll be able to announce really soon. One thing is quite a quick turnaround, so when I announce it, you will not have long before the actual events. I think it'll sell out quite quickly. It's, let's just say it's to do with the Chelsea Flower Show, which is very soon, next month, less than a month away. And the YouTube family, you guys, you will be the first to know when that event goes live. So what I will do, hang on, let me actually just tell you, if anyone's got to the end of this video, then you are the stans that I need to be at this event. I think it's either the 6th or the 7th of May, whichever YouTube video I publish on that day, that will be announcing the event, and you'll be able to book it with a link in the description in that video. So get ready. I think it's the 7th of May, isn't it? So stay tuned for that. And then we are already planning big, exciting things for Vlogmas. I know, it's not even May and we're thinking about it, but yeah, I want this year to be extra special. So my darlings, that's where I'm gonna end things. As I said, eternally grateful for you guys. Literally would not have a job without you, so grateful. Love spending time with you, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you so much. Please leave me a comment down below with, do you remember which was the first video here on the channel that you watched? Has anyone been around for 10 years? Anybody? I don't know, maybe. But I know lots of you joined during lockdown, so I'd be really interested to know when you found the channel, how you found it, do you remember? Let me know. Anyway, my darlings, I've got to pack, I've got to have dinner, I've got to do a bit of editing, so I'm going to wish you good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye.